Hello, everyone. Terry Berland here, and Jayme Mantos, my amazing assistant. And we're going to bring you behind the scenes, inside the room, on how we work remotely with each other, prepping a job. As you know, I cast both voiceover and on camera, but today we're going to concentrate on voiceover, and we'll actually do an on camera one at a little later time. So Jayme and I work all day long via FaceTime, and we'll confer with each other what we're doing. Then we have our tasks to do. Then we'll contact each other again. So it's really like sitting in a room with each other when we shared an office physically.
Yeah.
So the voiceover job comes in. Janie's manning the emails, as am I, and whoever sees the job first, because it does come in via email, will text each other. We both read it over, and then my job is to it takes a while to sort out with the producer all the terms of agreement and everything we need to put out a clear breakdown to all of you. Then I prepare it. This goes out mainly to voiceover agents, not on casting networks, although sometimes we do put it out on casting networks. Jayme basically sees what I've prepared, because the way we talk to you and give you direction can be quite different than the way our producers tell us they want it. So we have to talk to you, explain, direct you, write the direction in a different way. Then, because Jayme is also an actor and a voiceover artist, I have her look it over so she can tell me from an actor's point of view if it makes sense or I left something out, because, oh my gosh, there are so many details. Jayme looks it over. She says, looks good to me. I put it out. And then we have that day of not tending to that, because then it's out in the ethers, it's out to your agents, the agents are getting it out to you, you're getting your reads back in, then the reads come in, and Jayme then organizes everything. She can tell you a little bit about what she does. We're not going to make this long or go into great details, but she can tell you now what she does while I'm doing something else. So go ahead, Jayme.
Thank you, Terry. Exactly. So once the submissions start coming in from the agents, I go ahead and download the files however they sent them, make sure I can download everything properly and that the files are working and sound good. I make sure all the files are organized and labeled correctly, because that's really important to not only us, but the client organizationally, so that it looks uniform for everybody. And then I'll send a confirmation back to the agents like, hey, great, thank you so much. Or, we're still looking for this category. Do you happen to have more in this category that you can send us? Things like that. So that way they keep in touch and they know that we received everything and that we're all on the same page.
Yeah, and of course, all along, besides the submissions that I get in from the agents, I meet people through going to the theater, through submissions. Jayme's an actor, and there are quite a number of times where she'll say, hey, I know someone who's really good for this. And of course, if she recommends them, of course, that person will be invited. Then all the organizing is done. Long story short, many, many hours of me listening, honing down, because our clients will not accept the 400 submissions that I get. So I have to hone it down, and there is a way that your reads really stand out. I'm sure all of the voiceover people watching this are actors who want to do voiceovers. You'll get to know through workshops you take, people you study with. what makes a good audition. And then, like I said, I hone it down. Jayme sees the honed down list, and then she preps the actual session and a link that we send to our clients. And then the rest of the magic takes place. There's the selection team, creative team, and we, wait for the avails. We send them back out to the agents. And you'd be surprised, like Jayme can spend an entire day on tracking avails and
And
making,
I have.
yeah. And then separate databases for details about situations.
Home
And
studio setup, all that good stuff. Yeah.
exactly.
Hmm.
But because she's a voiceover artist herself, she knows she has a feel for it. Then finally, when the bookings come in, if it's non-union, of course, we don't have to run it through the union. If it's union, then Jayme takes over again and clears all of you with the union. And then well, I missed a part. Then the booking has to go out to you, in great detail with the time and all that. And, I want you to appreciate that sometimes we do jobs where there's like 8 roles and different spots. So the producer, I want you to appreciate this. What the producer has to go through for all your avails, because for voiceover, the job takes, basically 2 hours. So you have many, if you're fortunate enough, have many other bookings during the day. So the producer is coordinating which 2 people, if it's 2 at a time, 2 reads together, what time they would go, how much time in between, whether you're coming to the studio. If you live in LA and our client is based in LA, we usually like you to come into the studio. So all that has to be coordinated. And sometimes there are 2 people where one is in LA and one is not in LA. Yeah. And so Jayme keeps all those details straight. So it's all about communication. We we love you guys for sending in great auditions. Is there anything you want to add, Jayme, before
Yeah.
we wrap this up?
Totally, Terry. So, for any of you voice actors who are wondering, like, well, if I'm just one of, hundreds of submissions, what are some of the details that make my audition stand out in the casting process, or some of the things that you gravitate towards? Because, like Terry said, we get so many amazing auditions, but we can only send but so many to our clients. So, some of the things that Terry listens for and that I also listen for when I'm helping her out as well is, first and foremost, did you follow the instructions? Did you give the amount of takes that we asked for? Did you read the right part of the script? Did you slate your name if we asked for it, and all that good stuff? Does your audio quality sound good? Does it sound like a nice quality home studio that we would feel confident sending to the client, especially if it's a remote directed session that they're going to do with you? Or does it sound like it's echoing in a tin can? Did you read the instructions and follow the specs that we worked so hard to cultivate? And did you add your own little flair to it, your own little piece that personalizes it and shows us not only that you are emotionally connected to the script, but that you feel confident in bringing your own best self to it as well? And sometimes, like Terry says, it's that little extra bit of magic that'll really set somebody above a lot of other really great people. And so I would just say, make sure everything sounds good, make sure you're following the instructions, and do your absolute best work, because Terry loves to give everyone that she can as much of a chance. She really roots for actors and is a champion. And if she really believes in you, but feels like there's something that could just be tweaked a little bit in your thing, if we have the time, she will go out of her way to reach out to agents and see, hey, can we schedule a redirect? Can I chat with them about it? Because we believe in you and we want you to put your best foot forward.
Great information. So, like I said, this job just came in, so we're going to sign off. And Jayme, let's get to it.
All right, let's get started.